Okay, so your company is shopping for a new cloud contact center solution, and you definitely need that contact center solution to integrate with your company's CRM software like HubSpot or Salesforce. Well, I get this a lot. I get a lot of companies coming to me with that requirement. And the thing that I see a lot of times is companies assume that all vendors integrate the same when it comes to HubSpot or Salesforce or things like that. But the reality is, once you get into the weeds, every vendor is a little different in the features that they have when it comes to integration with your company's CRM. So some companies do things a little differently, or in fact, they all do things a little differently when it comes to that integration. So we really want to dig into the weeds a little bit. So I wanted to make a video series on this and talk about some of the things that you definitely want to think about and make a little checklist on before you go searching for vendors, so that you know which types of vendors that you're really looking for, what types of integrations that you're really looking for, so that you don't end up doing a lot of wasted demonstrations and realize later that these are things that you don't need or you do need. So before I get into this, this is my second video of the series. If you missed the first video, go ahead and watch that. Those are the basics when it comes to integration. In this video, I'm going to get into a little bit when it comes to activity recording and some of the things you need to think about there. But before I get too deep into that, just a quick plug. If you'd like my recommendation on the best contact center vendors that integrate with your company's CRM that you should be quoting, reach out and contact me. It's a nice shortcut. Just shoot me an email, give me a call, and I'll ask you a few questions, and I'll be able to really narrow down your choices for you really quickly and save you a lot of time, and it doesn't cost you a thing. More information on that at the end of the video. Also, don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. I do these videos weekly, so you get a lot of new content all the time. Okay, so when it comes to recording activity, that's usually one of the biggest things that companies want to integrate their CRM for with their cloud contact center solution. You want to be able to make sure that every time there's an activity happening with one of your customers or a potential customer, that activity is being recorded so that your company can track it and improve and do campaigns where you guys are reaching out to customers, things like that. So for a lot of different reasons, right? Okay, so when it comes to recording activity, not all cloud contact center solutions are the same with your CRM. So let's talk about calls. Let's start with that. So recording calls, pretty basic, but does your company need to know additional information about the call? Not just that the call happened, but maybe you need to access the recording of the call. Is that the case? So if you want to access the recording, does the cloud contact center vendor list the recording within your CRM? Or do you have to go to a third-party application to access that recording? Is that possible? Also, if they do list the recording, is it a link to the recording? Is that sufficient that will take you to that third-party app? Or can they actually send the actual file to your CRM so that you don't have to leave your CRM like HubSpot or Salesforce in order to listen to that recording? So those are things that you want to think about. Also, with that call, does it show you the number that the person dialed to reach your company? So for marketing purposes, maybe you have different phone numbers floating around out there, and you want to be able to track campaign effectiveness by the number dialed. Not just who called, but the actual number that they dialed to reach you. Do you want to be able to track that kind of stuff? And does the contact center solution vendor capture that information and deliver it to your CRM so that it's available there for you to use? So those are some things you want to think about when it comes to calls. All right, so taking it a little further, does your company want to also record every time text messages are sent or received from your organization? So that's something you want to think about, because not all cloud contact center solution vendors have that information available. Maybe they just do calls. Maybe they can only record the call activity, but not SMS. What about MMS? When you're sending and receiving text messages with pictures, is that something that they can capture within your CRM activity log? So think about that. Now, what about if documents are sent to a customer? If an agent sends a document to a customer on SMS, is that something that is captured within the actual activity log? And captured meaning, is the actual document captured? Or maybe a reference to the document or the title of the document captured? Either one. Or is that captured at all, that a document was sent, period? So things you want to think about there when it comes to SMS. Also layered on top of that, what about website chat? Do you want website chat to be recorded in your CRM? What about email communication? Do you want that recorded in your CRM? What about social media interaction? Do you want that recorded in your CRM? So what things are the really must-haves, like crucial, non-negotiables within those things I just talked about? Because those are all big deals. I mean, hey, everybody wants everything, right? That's great. But the more specific you get, the more you're going to narrow the field of vendors. And then depending on your other requirements, you start crisscrossing all these requirements, and it gets pretty hard to find a vendor that can do everything. So you really want to narrow it down to, hey, which vendors can do these must-have things that we want done. So that's it for today. I hope that was helpful, covering the different ways companies can integrate their cloud contact center solution with your company's CRM. If it was helpful, don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. And also, like always, if you like my recommendation on the best cloud contact center solutions that your company should be quoting, reach out, send me an email, give me a call. I'm happy to help. And this is something I've been doing for 20 years, so I definitely can pair you up with the right vendors based on your requirements. The nice thing is I don't charge you a thing. The actual contact center vendors pay my company my broker fee, so it's absolutely free to you to get my advice. So no excuse not to at least reach out. All right, I will catch you on the next video.